So NFL Power Rankings Week 14. My 10th ranked team in the NFL is the Indianapolis Colts. I think their defense is great, but their offense is a huge question mark. They're 10 because their offense puts a huge limitation on what their ceiling can be. You know, if their offense was a little bit better, they might be higher. But I think they're just limited because of that offense. Against better teams offensively that put up a lot of points, will the Colts be able to do it? I'm not sure. So the next game is the next team I have, number 9, is the Seattle Seahawks. You got to slide them to 9. They just had a bad loss against the Giants. And what I've been noticing is as Russell Wilson has been forced to pass the ball more, he's been less efficient. He's not Aaron Rodgers like in the way he takes care of the football. You know, Russell Wilson, he slings a lot, and sometimes it costs him. And it's been happening over the past few weeks. And I think because of that, you know, when Russell Wilson doesn't play at an MVP level, the Seahawks, it really looks like they're not a really good team. So I have them at 9, and I think that might be a little bit generous. Number 8, the first time they cracked this power rankings list for me is the Cleveland Browns. Dominant win over the Titans, and because of their run game, I think they can beat most teams in the NFL. You know, teams that I have higher than them, like the Packers, like the Seahawks, teams that can't defend well. I think the Browns can beat them. You know, I think after a dominant win over the Titans, they deserve this spot. People have been sleeping on them, and I'll give them some love this week because it was a great win against a playoff caliber team. Next team, number 7th that I have, the 7th ranked team is the Los Angeles Rams. Their defense is one of the best in the NFL. What's holding them back is Jared Goff. What Jared Goff are you going to get? Are you going to get Jared Goff that is efficient and doesn't turn over the ball? Or are you going to get Jared Goff who turns over the ball? You know, it really just depends with them. But I think when everything is going right for them, they're one of the best teams in the league, and they can compete with anybody. But that's the thing. When does it ever go completely right for the Rams? I have them ranked 7th. The 6th ranked team in the NFL for me is the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers is playing at an MVP level. Adam Lazard is back. And Valdez-Scantling is more consistent. And when he is consistent, you see those other pieces complement Devontae Adams. Aaron Jones is going. And I really just think Aaron Rodgers puts them at this mark. They still have question marks like their run defense, even their pass defense sometimes. Preston Smith has been playing great. But I think all that being taken into consideration, they're the 6th ranked team in the NFL. Number 5 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And there could be an argument that these guys should be a team higher. I mean, their ceiling is still the highest of any team in the NFL outside of the Chiefs probably. But they're 2-4 against teams that are 500 or better. Tom Brady still hasn't built chemistry with his receivers. That offense is still kind of confusing to everybody involved. And their cornerbacks are young, which means their eyes are not disciplined and they bite on a lot of double moves. The Tampa Bay Bucks, they have a lot of problems right now. Do I think they'll get fixed? I do. But as of now, I got to have them ranked 5th. The 4th best team in the NFL to me is the Buffalo Bills. Look, their defense is coming alive. Last year, they were the 2nd ranked defense. This year, they started off really slow, but they're coming alive again. They're 5-3 against 500 teams. And I think Josh Allen has taken that next step into being a great quarterback this year. They have a good offense, not a good running game. Their defense is getting better. So I think Buffalo Bills are a team that a lot of people are sleeping on, and they could potentially make a run in February or January. The number 3 ranked team in Week 14, I think, is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I wish that I would have known that they lost to Washington earlier. I probably would have put them below. But look, now they're not undefeated anymore. They're 11-1. But look, their defense is still elite. Their question mark is the offense right now. Ben Roethlisberger is being asked to pass way too much after an elbow injury. They're not running the ball enough. But I think their defense is so elite that on any given Sunday, they could shut down opposing team's offense. I slide them to 3, though, because, I mean, when you have a close game against the Ravens, who were their team was completely injured, then almost lose to the Cowboys, and now lose to the Washington football team, I think you deserve to not be the best team ranked, even the second. So I have the Steelers at 3. The number 2 ranked team in the NFL to me is the Saints, and they're next. New Orleans Saints, they're 3-0 with Taysom Hill. Their defense is coming alive, and they have a dilemma. Do they keep going with Taysom Hill if he's undefeated, or do they go with Drew Brees when he's healthy again? These are all things that have to be taken into consideration, but I think with Michael Thomas back, their offense now becomes elite once again. Emmanuel Sanders, Jared Cook, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, man, they got a lot of guys back there that can do a lot of things on the offensive side of the football, and their defense is pretty good. You know, with Cameron Jordan, you're always getting pressure, so they're the second-ranked team in the NFL to me. Now, this shouldn't be a surprise. The best team in the NFL to me is the Kansas City Chiefs. They've won 7 straight games. The Chiefs, it seems like the only way they lose is if they beat themselves. They're not clicking on offense. They miss some plays here. But look, we've seen it last year. Even if their defense doesn't look like they're playing really well, they crank it up in the playoffs. This year, they're actually playing really well to start the season, and they're going to probably finish that way. Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the NFL, and they have the most explosive offenses in the NFL because of Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman, and guys like that. And people forgot, but they still have Le'Veon Bell back there. So who knows? Maybe Andy Reid's been resting Le'Veon Bell for the playoffs, and he's going to unleash him, around this time to get going more. This Chiefs team is the team to beat in the NFL and the AFC and all the football, and they're the number 1 ranked team in this current week going into week 14.